Welcome to the Lavaca County Today podcast. Your hosts are photographer, columnist, Murray Montgomery and graphic design artist, photographer, Michelle Price. This podcast is a review of the 4 weekly papers in Lavaca County, Texas. These papers include the Hallettesville Tribune-Herald, the Shiner Gazette, Yoakum Herald-Times, and the Moulton Eagle. Thanks for listening to this week's news review and please share. And now, here are your hosts, Murray and Michelle.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you on the Lavaca County News Reviews. This will be the October 18th and 19th editions. Is that right, Michelle?
That's right, you knew the date. I'm so proud.
She always has to correct me. Anyway, I'm here with my co-host, Michelle.
Hello everyone.
And we're fixing to go through these newspapers and just highlight them. And there's a few things I want to say. First, we had a story about this new shooting sports community that has been announced by the Texas Wildlife Department. And it didn't make the newspapers other than Moulton. It didn't make the print editions. But it is online at LavacaCountyToday.com, and you can go look at it. And you don't have to be a subscriber to that website to look at this. And it gives you information about a new community that they've started. And it's kind of like a group on Facebook. You know, you can interact with people that like shooting sports and like information on self-defense. So I would encourage you to, if you're interested in that sort of thing, to go check that out. And one other thing, people had asked me about my column because they didn't see it in the paper, and it didn't make the print edition except in Moulton. But it's also on the website, and you don't have to subscribe to see it. It's about Indianola, the little ghost town at Indianola. And one other thing about the shooting sports, normally these things are put under lifestyle. This is under sports. So when you go to the website, go to the menu and look for sports. You got anything to say before I start?
No, I know nothing about shooting or sports. Well, I do know about sports, just not together.
Okay, well, we're going to start off with the Hallettesville Tribune-Herald. What you got, Michelle?
Well, the big news, of course, was Mr. Jonathan Brooks came home with a week off for the Longhorns. He had the opportunity to come back to Hallettesville. From what I heard, it was his first return to a high school football game where he got his big start and his start of basically, football career. I know he played from little on, but the stats started to add up when he got into high school. And so his jersey was retired. I know that all of his old coaches were in attendance. Chuck did not get to write a full story on this. You may see one next week, but we did want to make sure that Jonathan was honored. We wish him the best of the luck this week. Hook him and keep going, buddy.
Yeah, playing for the Texas Longhorns and setting all kind of records. And I forget what I saw the other day about him being named something of the month or of the week, and he's doing really well. So congratulations
and
to him.
He really comes from a great family. He's a great guy, very humble and knows where he comes from and pays back to Hallettesville what they deserve, which was his foundation. So we wish him the best, and I think he will always make Hallettesville proud.
Yeah, I saw a few pictures of him signing autographs on one of the group shots.
Did you get one?
I wasn't there.
Oh.
But no, he's doing well, and those are his cousins too in Shiner, right?
That is correct. So Dalton plays at Texas A&M, and oh my gosh, Douglas plays at Texas A&I Kingsville. So they're both playing as well and also doing well. Dalton is just a freshman, so he's kind of waiting his turn, just like Jonathan did. But his mom even said that patience is what paid off for him. So.
All right, well, let's move on over and talk about your favorite individual.
Henry?
Yeah.
How did I know? Henry, I do not know that I ever knew that Henry had a part of his column that said today's chuckle.
Oh, yeah.
And today's chuckle reads, a boy away in college wrote his dad a short note. No mun, no fun, your son. The dad replied in a short note back, how sad, too bad, your dad.
Oh.
Can you just hear Henry
No, that
laughing
just
about
cracked
it?
me up.
Henry, thank you for the laughs.
What about his trivia?
His trivia is the same as last week. Keep calling in because, of course, it's the last week that it will run. Several people called in last week, and I've had a few this week, so keep calling, guys. It's about a baseball player, which is pretty good timing since we're in the heat of baseball. The burn ban was lifted, and Jimmy has information on that starts on the front page, I think.
Yeah, basically he's just reminding people that even though the ban's been lifted, to be careful and watch your burning and watch your fires. And
Jimmy says it nice, but I say just don't be dumb, right?
Oh, yeah.
But Jimmy's much nicer than me. We have the breast cancer awareness. I want to thank all those advertisers and a special shout out to Lavaca Medical Center for sending in a press release that we could include in this section about the importance of mammograms. You'll see the breast cancer tributes in Hallettesville, Shiner, and Moulton this week. Did you get it in Moulton, Murray?
Yeah, it's in Moulton. Sure is. There's some things that aren't in Moulton, but
that's in there.
Yeah.
And we have a reserve champ at the State Fair of Texas, so congrats to him. I think the State Fair is on its last week, maybe. So it is winding down. I have never been. Have you been?
No, I've never been. They have it in conjunction with the Texas-Oklahoma football game. Texas lost, so I didn't get to.
So it's it. No, it was 2 weeks ago, I think. It was the start of it.
Okay.
There's a garage sale coming up for Beta Sigma Phi. And then Chuck. Now, Chuck had a little computer issues this week, so we're down to only one sports page. Give him a little break, I guess. I think he pretty much went on everybody's computer but Murray, so I'm not sure if Murray threatens Chuck or how he keeps him on.
No, he don't need to be on mine. The Brahmas routed Hempstead, and this was, of course, the game Michelle was talking about where they retired Brooks's jersey, and the Brahmas won that game 43-0, so congratulations to them for that. And then the Indians beat out St. Paul Cardinals in Shiner, right?
That is correct.
And we want to congratulate the new head coach at Sacred Heart, Coach Alex Seidler. They're now 8-0. So kudos to both our schools, both our teams. All right.
All right, and we're going to keep going. Volleyball is in full district play. The Nets, Indian Nets as Chuck called them, are winning. Lady Bramley's had a rough week.
That football schedule, Michelle, can you just teams around our area?
Yeah, Yoakum is at Columbus, which should be a good game. Hitchcock is at Hempstead. Refugio at Shiner. Weimer at Schulenburg, which Schulenburg again is picked as the underdog, but they were the underdog last week and came out victorious. Yes, I always talk about Schulenburg. It's my thing.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, of all those schools, well, actually, two of them. Columbus, I believe now, is the number one team in the state. So Yoakum's going to be facing that, and Refugio, Shiner's going to be facing Refugio, and I believe Refugio's picked by about 30 points.
Yeah, it's a large amount, but let's hope for the upset if you're a Shiner fan. And St. Paul is also going to Central Texas Christian. I'm not really sure where that is, but they have a big trip, so good luck to them. There is Kolache Fest was held about 2 weeks ago, and so we're updating you on all the winners and everything that went on that big weekend here. Shine is having a hamburger steak plates to go. There's a lot of plates to go and different events going on. I kind of mentioned last week about fall festivals. Make sure you check out the paper for those. And then Hallettesville High School hosts Career Connections program. Jimmy Apple wrote this. It's a good article talking about how career and technology programs are coming together and what Hallettesville hosted, what they offer, and all of that.
We're scrolling a little slow today because of the internet, but we'll get there.
I went a little too far. Harvard's Glass Treasures, I'm not sure.
That's probably Hallettesville Gallery.
I haven't been able to read that one yet, but it looks really cool, so check it out. And we're done. I'm not even scrolling anymore.
All right, we're going to move on over then to your hometown and probably your favorite newspaper.
Yeah.
So we'll let you take off with that.
Well, welcome home to Shiner, where local philanthropist Mr. Casper was honored. It was a great honor. The member of the Shiner Cemetery Association, they looked at there's a picture and they're looking at the newly placed plaque dedicated to Mr. Don G. Casper. You can see some of those lovely people. It was a great ceremony, and it was all about the Caspers last weekend in Shiner, who have been a staple in that community for a very long time. They celebrated 125 years.
That's just kind of like Shiner Brewery, isn't it? Those two.
Yes. But actually, Casper's has been around longer because Shiner Brewery is only 113 years.
Oh, okay.
There you go. But they're competing right up there. Either way, there's very strong businesses that keep Shiner humbled and grounded, and Casper Companies is one of them. And, of course, they are expanding as they just bought out. What did they buy out in Yoakum?
One of the leather companies.
One of the leather companies. I'm not going to name it because if I name the wrong one, then I'll be in big trouble. Chief Kelso was joined by a former police chief. A lot of different first responders came out. The Shiner Royal Court was there, and many of the city employees to honor him as he retired. I actually am 40-something years old, and I have never witnessed an event like this of a retirement. And it says it was one of the highest honors of the living officer that they get. And he was very humbled, very somewhat sad, but also somewhat excited about this next step in his life. So we wish him the best. He served the Shiner community for 2 years, but the retirement comes after 30 years of law enforcement. So congrats to him, and it was a great ceremony. So whoever arranged it,
and thank you, sir, for serving our communities, especially in Shiner, because it takes good people to do that kind of work. Patient people, don't you think?
Probably. I couldn't do it. And are you saying I'm not patient? I am not. Fall 2023 business of the season would be Shiner's Blue Stem. Blue Stem is on the Gonzales Highway. If you have never been there, you're missing out. They do bagels every first weekend of the month, and they are amazing. You do have to usually pre-order, or you can take your chances, but I don't take my chances.
Well, they have all kind of goodies out there from what I've seen.
Do.
I haven't been there, but what else do they have?
They have, a lot of homemade goods. They have your scents, they have lotions, homemade like candles and earrings and bags, but they actually sell farm eggs. They sell casseroles that are frozen or ready to eat. You just put them in the oven. So it's all great. I love their pimento cheese. I've actually never eaten anything I didn't like from there.
I love their building too.
Yes, and their building's really cool.
Very unique.
They're very special to the Shiner community, so thanks for all they do. Thanks for what they do for the chamber. We really appreciate it. And then, of course, we talked more about the burn ban being lifted. And early voting starts Monday, October the 23rd, which will be this coming Monday. And there are 14 amendments in this one. I can't tell you what all 14 are, so you should probably read up on them if you want to be a very well-informed voter like we all should be.
You bet.
Do you know them?
I know one.
Prop 9?
Prop 9.
Prop 9. Please vote for it.
All right. What is that?
Oh, it's actually, I did read this. Look at me, Murray. I read something. I picked up on it. It is a contest for, I think, age 13 to 18. Yes, I see it now. It is a small video clip, so you get to host your own movie commercial. Has to be short, but it tells you it's supposed to be like a kid's way to explain how to save money, and they can win $5,000 is the grand prize. My daughter's 12. I'm super sad about it.
All right.
Because you know I'd be telling her to do it. We like to win. Did you get in Jimmy's pot?
No, I don't play those pots.
Well, y'all better hope that
If I ever win one, I might start playing.
Well, that's not going to work. Also, the breast cancer awareness is in Shiners. Thank you to those advertisers again. I really highly recommend you looking at this lemon thing. I know I had mentioned it last week, but it's lemons in an egg cart. It's very informative, a very visual, memorable way to remember the different signs of breast cancer. I highly thought it was great. I'm not going to say who's on this picture because it doesn't matter. But when you're amazing, you're just amazing.
That's it.
But the chamber did get to celebrate with Casper Companies. It talks about how they grew from humble beginnings and obviously have grown to bigger and better things. They hosted a great night. It was very enjoyable. I did get to enjoy it. My kid got to enjoy it. It had a carnival, desserts, food trucks. It was amazing.
Well, I'm glad to see you back in the picture because
it's been a while.
It's been a while. Usually it's nearly every week in every paper.
I was missing out. I don't know what happened. My streak kind of ended for a while. Shiner Sports, so we talked about already that Sacred Heart played the Cardinals and they were victorious there. Shiner got another victory, which made their third straight victory, so things are looking up, and we hope that pushes into Refugio this week. Shiner Volleyball is wrapping up, and they also had a win. There's cross country. A lot of stuff Mark Luby has going on. He also has the Harris picks. The South Texas Sparkle cheerleaders performed at halftime at the St. Paul game. They're a group of special needs cheerleaders hosted, or I guess the organization is ran by St. Paul Jr. Dallin Peshek as one of the coaches, and she does a great job with those kids.
I see Weiner was picked by 3 over shooting.
I know. What is that?
I don't know.
Last week, Flatonia was picked by 2, so I think it's
that's
good
like too close to call.
Yeah, too close to call.
Evidently, it backfired on them.
Yeah, so I feel like Schulberg could just be the underdog because it's working in our favor.
Yeah.
And there's a sports corner by Sloan again, which is always a good read. Wherever you are, on your couch, in the bathroom.
I just thought of a good saying. You could say, never sell the shorthorns short.
That's a good one, Murray. That's why Murray's a writer, guys. He thinks of the great stuff. There's also continuation of the Don Casper presentation. And I guess that's
Is that Gonzalez Healthcare?
I thought there was more on Chief Kelso's retirement inside.
Have you got to the back page yet? Maybe that's where it's at.
Maybe I just skipped
Probably a jump.
It's all right. But I thought there was a few more pictures on Chief Kelso's retirement, but Murray's, rushing me through, so we'll talk about it later. But again, congrats to him.
Okay, are you done with that one?
I'm done.
All right.
It's right here. Why did I miss it?
We're going to move on over now to the Yoakum Herald Times. That'd be Nadine's neck of the woods.
Nadine. Queen Nadine. If Nadine is selling you a campsite chatter ad right now, go ahead and buy it from her. We're fixing to put that out, and it's going to be a really, really good one. So, you guys, anywhere, if you're looking for an ad, you can contact any one of our offices. But I know Nadine has been hitting the ground running, trying to get some of those ads. And if you have a good story for us, send it in as well.
You bet. We got the voting guide again. And
Very important.
Pumpkin Patch Trail.
Murray's all about Halloween now.
Oh, yeah.
I am getting him in the spirit.
You hadn't seen my latest profile picture of my newest hat. Charter founder of the Grumpy Old Man Club.
Oh, my God.
I'll be wearing it Monday morning just for you and Yashik. Okay, we're back on the sports again with the Herald Times by Mark Luby. And we're talking about the Yoakums got to face probably the number one team in the state in Columbus. Now, I never did see where that game's being played, Michelle.
It's in Columbus.
Okay.
And Lunch with the Bulldogs. See, Murray gets down to that nitty-gritty sports stuff. But Lunch with the Bulldogs, those kids getting to eat with those football players, I cannot tell you how special of a program stuff like that is. Those kids look up to those athletes more than you'll ever know. So if you're a high school athlete, which you should be listening to our podcast, because what's better?
You bet.
Know that you really are an inspiration. And if you're a parent of a high school athlete, encourage them.
You bet. Yeah, they don't realize what role models they can be for these youngsters.
And children learn about stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
Which is an important thing. It's one of those timeless things, it doesn't change.
Yep.
You always should stop, drop, and roll if you're on fire.
Yep.
And that's a 6-column picture, if anyone's caring to know. And a 5-column under that. God, Murray, do you know it's going to be a year that I've worked here tomorrow? And I'm finally on top of things.
Well, then why haven't we got anything in there about your anniversary?
I don't know. Maybe next week.
Don't feel bad. I've been here 20 and nobody's honoring me yet.
I'll honor you next week. I think you have to be here as long as Henry Joe for that to happen.
You got to be back there in the geriatrics ward before you...
before you get honored.
Yeah, I'm not going to even give you the average ages. Anyway.
It's not 40.
It's kind of like, what is it? What country is it that where their older society is so revered? Is that Asians? People?
I think so. Well, we are not Asian.
No. Well, maybe we need to change some people's attitude.
Maybe. And now to the Molten Eagle.
The Molten Eagle. Big story. Top of the front page. Lutheran Ladies Fall Bazaar this Friday, right?
This Friday, the 20th.
Well, I don't know a heck of a lot about quilts. Maybe you could enlighten us on that.
You think I actually, no lie. So when I was a little girl, I made a quilt with my grandma who used to quilt all the time. I have no clue how I did it back then, and I could not even begin to start now. But I still do have it. It's very special. It is definitely an art form. And these ladies, I'm not sure if these are the ladies that made that quilt, but the quilt behind them is beautiful.
Yeah. Well, they have a quilt. What is it? A club over in Shiner? Shiner Quilters.
And I know it didn't make the paper in Shiners, but this past weekend, the Lutheran Church, 100 quilts were given overseas. And so that's a real feat to make all of those. The Making of a Hero.
Can you read that just a little bit small for these old eyeballs?
Yes, it's in this picture that you will see on the front page of Molten. It is Life-Saving Award presentation, which is given during the monthly city council meetings. And so this was last month. And Police Chief Daniel Meyer, Billy Quarles, Jenna Perry, Police Officer Greg Prosky, and Mayor Mark Zimmerman and Becky Quarles are all pictured. And it looks like the people being honored are Billy Quarles and Jenna Perry, maybe.
Well, who are those two folks?
Or Greg Prosky. I don't know.
What's holding the certificates there?
I think it's... I think that's Officer Greg Prosky, and I think Billy Quarles. It's too small for me, too, but congratulations to them.
Well, when you get your paper, you'll be able to check it out.
That was a flop by me and Murray there. Sorry. The M plus 14 cook-off was held last week with a great turnout. You can go ahead and read all about that. Cookouts are great, especially when you get to try the food, right?
Yeah, especially if you're the one that gets to do the eating.
Right. Catholic Daughters Day proclamation occurred in the city of Molten.
Got your ads over there, too.
Yes, more breast cancer ads. Thanks to all those advertisers. This will be the last one. And now I'm on to campsite chatter. And...
about wrapping it up.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, we want to thank, too, Gonzalez Health Care for the big ads that they run quite often with our papers. We appreciate that. And I've added a little something here if you want to click that last tab up there.
Ooh, is it about me?
Right.
Oh,
I think we need to mention them because I was looking at that paper. I'm talking about the Luling Newsboy and Signal. Our company owns that paper as well. They do an excellent job over there, and the reason I thought about maybe we should mention it is because a lot of our names are in that staff box.
That is correct.
You know, you're in there, I'm in there, who else?
Bobby
is,
probably Ani.
Bobby's the managing editor over there. Where is that at? I guess I was wrong.
Never, Murray.
No, that don't happen.
There it is.
Now, can you read that?
Maybe. So it's Bobby, Ani, me, Margaret, Melanie, Nicole, Mark Luby, Murray Montgomery, Eric Lugo, and Frank Carter. Mr. Carter comes here every week, so we feel like he's part of our office, and he picks up the papers to deliver them. Margaret, of course, we haven't talked about Margaret, but Margaret Posey, how long has Margaret been part of this paper? A very long time?
Well,
as long as Henry?
Her family, started the paper.
So a long time.
She's been here a long time. I've been here off and on nearly 20 years, and she was here way before I got here. And
so she took a little hiatus,
Yeah.
which was called a retirement.
Yeah.
But she is back as our copy editor, and we are glad to have her and have her come in. I had mentioned Nicole Smith before. She is one of our staff writers from Luling, and she does an amazing job. She's also going to be helping with the campsite chatter, so we always welcome her to our team. And then most of the rest of us are from here, so.
Yeah, well, I've never met that lady, but she does an awesome job from what I've seen in her paper and online here. She's very on top of things, you might say. I know every morning she has like a welcome Luling or good morning Luling, and she'll have a picture in it. There may be one there, I don't know. But the people over there, it's like they look forward to that, and I think that's a real neat idea. And I try to put some of my columns in there from time to time. I know I had a Lone Star Diary that was about a cowboy from Caldwell County, and I made sure that got on the website, for those folks over there. But anyway, we just wanted to give them a mention and a shout out, and we appreciate everything that they do for the folks in Luling and that surrounding area.
And we're glad they're a part of our family.
You bet.
Even if they're farther away.
You bet. Well, have you got anything else that you want to say before I wrap it up?
No. I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, let me add that. Michelle and I meet down here every Thursday at 1 o'clock here at the Hallettesville Tribune. And normally, it runs pretty smooth, timing is usually good. But today, I was getting ready to come out here, and I got a text message, and it said, be there in a minute. But there was no message as to where she was at the time. She might have been in Clute, Texas, for all I knew. And that's about a 3-hour drive. But when I got here, she was here. So
Smiling.
Come to find out, it was for lunch. And but anyway,
I got a little close to time, and I told Ani, "Oh no, if Murray gets there, he's gonna say I forgot or something."
Well,
I sent him a quick text letting him know I was still on top of it.
I always tell you to wrap a string around one of them toes, but even that don't help.
I got a lot on my mind, Murray.
Oh, yeah, well.
But I made it, and we're here, and next time I will tell you exactly where I am, and I will share with you my estimated time of arrival. Yeah,
and another thing, too, is when you're not going to be here, let me know ahead of time, please.
More than 30 minutes?
Because I like to stay home in my pajamas or my jogging pants, and I can do this from home if I have to. But the only bad part about that is I don't have a guest or guest host. So
you could also wear your pajamas here.
You know, I didn't think about that. Well, no, he's just as ugly no matter what he wears.
That's not true.
Anyway, we're going to wrap it up, and you want to tell them goodbye before I do, or what?
Yeah, I'll do that. Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Go Shorthorns. I hope you win. I will be at the game. I missed last week's because I did not feel well. But I will be there this week cheering you on. I think they're having Pink Out Night as well. And so that's going to kind of end the breast cancer thing for me, or as far as the support of the month. But it's a special month. My mom did pass away of breast cancer. So sometimes it's a hard month for me, and I don't know that I've ever been faced with doing so many ads and stories on breast cancer. But it was a good reminder, and the best reminder is to stay healthy and do what you can to prevent an early detection.
Yeah, get those How often do they get those checkups?
If you don't have a family history, it should be once a year. I did start earlier since I had a family history, and so far things have been great, and the people around here are actually very well equipped to do mammograms, so we are very blessed to have the Yoakum Community Hospital, Lavaca Medical Center, and Gonzalez Healthcare Systems. Those are all three great options that could serve you. So I thank all of them for all their work, especially this month, in helping keep women healthy. Also to men, get checked, do all those things. But you guys have a wonderful weekend. Hook 'em for Jonathan Brooks, and we'll see you next week.
You bet. Well, thank you, friends, for being here again and putting up with some of these ridiculous things that might be said that don't really mean that much.
I don't know who he's talking about.
Anyway, we appreciate you, too, sharing this podcast because the numbers are going up. They're going up at a pretty good rate of people that come and visit with us on these podcasts. So thanks again, folks, and we will see you or speak to you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
We hope you enjoyed this edition of the Lavaca County, Texas News Review. Our hosts and guests will provide you with all the area news and sports in Lavaca County. Thanks so much for joining us, and we hope you will be back for the next podcast. And in the meanwhile, we are going to rock and roll on out of here. Goodbye, everybody.